So now we discuss a new next topic, and it is the superposition of two SHM. All right, superposition of two SHM. So in this superposition of two SHM mean the two particles performing SHM will be superimposed each other. Then what is the resultant SHM we have to consider? So in this case we will discuss the case 1, right? If two particle performing SHM, two particle performing SHM, right, in the same direction, with same frequency, right? Direction is same and the frequency is same. Suppose the x1 is, this is the particle 1, right? The amplitude is what? Suppose a1, like this, right? So what is the x1? Say a1 sine omega t. The other particle is also performing SHM. Its amplitude may be the different, also the phase may be little bit different, right? So suppose the x2, this is the x2, this is the x1. x2 is a2 sine omega t plus phi. Is it clear or not, you tell? Fine. So tell me, if two particles are superimposed, this is the one particle, this is the another particle, when they are superimposed, right, two SHM are imposed in the same direction and the frequencies are same, the resultant motion will be also the SHM, and the resultant motion will be x1 plus x2. What is x1? Say a sine omega t plus a2 sine omega t plus phi. So this is the resultant SHM. It is a1 sine omega t plus a2 sine omega t into cos phi plus sine a plus b formula I am applying, cos omega t into sine phi, right? a1 sine omega t plus a2 cos phi into sine omega t, and it is multiplied by a2 sine phi into cos omega t. Now you will take common a1 plus a2 cos phi, and the sine omega t is common, plus a2 sine phi, and the cos omega t is common. So this is the resultant SHM. Is it clear or not? So if you assume this is to be AR cos alpha and this is the AR sin alpha, then the resultant SHM will be equal to AR cos alpha sin omega t, AR sin alpha cos omega t. If AR is taken common, sin omega t cos alpha, cos omega t sin alpha, right? AR sin omega t plus alpha is equal to the resultant displacement of the SHM. Where, what is the AR? AR is the amplitude of resultant SHM. This is the important thing. So listen one thing, if AR sin alpha is equal to a2 sin phi, right, and AR cos alpha is equal to a1 plus a2 cos phi. Fine. This is the equation number 1. Equation 2, our motive is to find the resultant amplitude if two SHM having amplitude a1 and a2 are superimposed, right? So what will be the resultant amplitude of the resultant SHM? So AR square sin square alpha plus cos square alpha, A2 sin phi plus A1 A2 cos phi whole square, A2 square sin square phi, A plus B whole square, 2A1 A2 cos phi. This is the resultant amplitude is equal to this is the A1 square plus, if you take A2 square common, sin square phi plus cos square phi plus 2A1 A2 cos phi. So the resultant amplitude will be square root of A1 square A2 square, right, because sin square phi cos square phi is equal to 1, 2A1 A2 cos phi, right. So this is the resultant amplitude, right, amplitude of, this is the amplitude of resultant SHM is equal to root over A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi. A1 is the amplitude of the first wave, of the second wave, A2 the cos phi. Phi is the phase difference. What is phi? The phase difference between first SHM and second SHM, right? Copy this. Copy this. So read this question. In this question, the x1 is given 2 sin omega t and x2. x1 and x2 are given, motion are in the x direction, 2 sin omega t plus pi by 3. So when the resultant wave amplitude you have to find. So this is the A1, this is the A2. So A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2, right, cos phi. What is the phase difference between them? Say pi by 3. 2 square plus 2 square plus 2 into 2 into 1 by 2. All right. So this is equal to 4 plus 4 plus 4. All right. So this is 2 root 3. Right. 2 root 3, 2 into 1.73. Right. So this is, right, into 2, 3 दूनी 6, 17 तिया 51. Right. Cos 60, 2 square, 2 square. How much it is? 2 दूनी 4 दूनी 8. And 4 plus 4 plus 4. So 2 root 3. Right. So answer is how much? This is 2 into 7 point. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. So what is the answer? 5.16 centimeter. So it should be the answer. But in the solution, what is that? 2 square cos 60, 4, 4, 4, 12, 2 root 3. Sorry. 17 दूनी 34 और 1 35. Right. 3.5 centimeter. Sometime make mistake. Copy this. So listen one thing. In this special case, for example, right, if phase difference is pi by 2, that is x1 is equal to a1 sin omega t and x2 is equal to a2 sin omega t plus pi by 2. Are you getting or not? Right. So it become cos omega t. Are you getting or not? This is the x2. Right. So the x1 plus x2, the pi by 2. So what is the resultant amplitude in this case? a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos pi by 2. So in this case, the resultant amplitude will be a1 square plus a2 square. Right. Then if the phase is 0, if this is 0, what will be the resultant amplitude, you tell? Right. Phase is 0 mean x1 is equal to a1 sin omega t and x2 is equal to also a2 sine omega t, right? So what is the resultant amplitude? a1 square a2 square 2a1 a2 cos 0, 2a1 a2 cos 0, and therefore it may be written as a1 plus a2 whole square. So the resultant amplitude is a1 plus a2, right? Also from here you can get x1 plus x2 is equal to what? a1 sine omega t plus a2 sine omega t. So the resultant wave will be a1 plus a2 into sine omega t, right? Root over. So this is the resultant wave or resultant SHM, and this is the resultant amplitude a1 plus a2. If phi is equal to 180 degree, right? That is out of phase. They are in phase. They are just out of phase. Also the resultant amplitude is what? Root over a1 square a2 square 2a1 a2 cos 180. Cos 180's value is minus 1. So it may be written as a1 minus 2a1 a2, right? It may be written as a1 minus a2 ka whole square. So the resultant amplitude you will write mod of a1 minus a2, right? So this is the resultant amplitude. If phi is pi by 2, 0, they will add it. If 180 out of phase, they are in phase, the resultant amplitude is mod of a1 minus a2. Copy this. So we are discussing the superposition SHM, right? Superposition SHM in the same direction. For example, the x1 is a1 sine omega t, right? And the other particle is performing a sine omega t plus phi, right? So the resultant amplitude generally they ask, and the resultant amplitude is a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi. Is it clear or not? This formula can be also derived with the help of the vector method, right? Resultant amplitude can be found using vector method, right? Vector method, using vector or vector method you can say. All right, for example, listen one thing. If this is the x1, this is the x2, right? The initial phase is omega t. So to find the resultant amplitude, its amplitude is a1. You will take this amplitude a1, right, as a vector, and the amplitude a2 is this is the amplitude a2. All right, this is the amplitude a2 at angle phi. So how to find their resultant if the two vectors are inclined at angle phi? So the resultant amplitude is to be found using a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi. So directly the answer you can write. Are you getting or not? Also you can write the resultant wave, right? The resultant wave, suppose this is the alpha, right? So this is the alpha. So what is this alpha? This is a2, this is a2, right? This is phi, the angle between a2 and a1. This is a1, this is a2. The phi is the angle between the a1 and a2, or you can say the phase difference, right? So this sometimes they also ask the alpha. So this is what? If this is the a2, perpendicular is a2 sine alpha, and the base is, this base is a2 cos alpha, right? So if you want to find the tan alpha here, the tan alpha is perpendicular upon base. The perpendicular is a2 sine alpha. This is the perpendicular. Base is, suppose this is the a1 plus a2 cos alpha. This is a2 cos alpha, a1 plus a2 cos alpha. So if you want to write the resultant of the right, the two SHM in the same direction. So the resultant SHM motion will be equal to AR is the amplitude of the resultant SHM sine omega t plus alpha, where what is AR? The AR is given by this equation, right? A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi, and this alpha can be found with the help of tan inverse A2 sine phi, A2 sine, sorry, this is the phi, so this is equal to phi and this is equal to phi. If this angle is phi, this is A2 sine phi and A2 cos phi. Please write here the phi, right? The alpha is the angle by the resultant wave or the resultant SHM with the initial, with the x1, right? So alpha is equal to A2 sine phi, A1 plus A2 cos phi, right? So this is the resultant SHM. This is resultant SHM, right? But generally they don't ask the equation of the resultant SHM. If they ask, you can do. They generally ask the resultant amplitude, right? So this is the easy method with the help of the vector. In the previous discussion, we have seen that x1 plus x2, we open the sine a plus b formula, then mathematically calculated. That will also be used many times. That is, therefore, we taught that, right? So, but it is easier method, right? Copy this. So how to use this technique to solve the question? Listen, in the previous illustration we have seen only the two SHM in the same direction are superimposed, and we have found the resultant amplitude in this way. But for example, if more than two waves are superimposed, right, or the more than two SHM are superimposed, x1 is equal to, suppose this is the 5 sine omega t, right? X2 is equal to, suppose this is 2 sine omega t plus pi by 3, right? It is pi by 3, and the x3 is, right, it is equal to suppose 3 sine, right, omega t plus 2 pi by 3, right? Now these are the SHM, right? If you want to find the resultant SHM, the x1 plus x2 plus x3 you have to do. But if you open the sine a plus b, it will be long, right? Even if one more x4 is added, so we cannot do in the we have done in the previous method, and this formula is not applied. This formula is only for two SHM when they are superimposed. If more than two, then what we have to do? We have to apply the vector method to find the resultant amplitude, right? So here find resultant amplitude, also find resultant SHM, resultant SHM. Is it clear or not? So how to do that? To find the resultant amplitude, this is the sine omega t, right? The sine omega t, you take it as a reference. Its amplitude is what? Say 5. So you can take it as the reference. This is the 5, right? The another SHM, the amplitude is 2, and at more than pi by 3, the phase is extra, right? It is 2 is the amplitude, and this angle is pi by 3. The another wave, the amplitude is 3, and the phase, it is more than phase by 2 pi by 3. So where the 2 pi by 3? 2 pi by 3 is nothing but 120-degree angle. Almost it will be there. This is 2. And this angle is 2 pi by 3. Is it clear or not? The amplitude is 3. So if you want to find the resultant amplitude of x1 plus x2 plus x3, just you have to find its resultant of the three vectors, right? Incline as shown in figure. Are you getting or not? So the 5 is as it is. This is the 5, right? This is the 5. This is the 2. So this is 2 cos 30. 2 cos 30 this side. 2 cos 60 it is. 2 cos 60 this side, and its component is along this direction. This is 2 sine 60 degree, right? Pi by 3. Now this one more is left. If this angle is 2 pi by 3, right? So this angle is what? Say pi by 3. So this is the 3. This is 3 and this angle is pi by 3. So what are its component? 3 cos pi by 3. So its component in this side will be one component 3 cos pi by 3. All right. And its component in vertical direction is what? 3 sine pi by 3. Is it clear or not? So it is 5 plus 2 cos 60. It is 1 by 2, 1. So it is 6. And this is what? 3 into cos 60, 1 by 2, it is 1.5. So in x direction, it is 6. It is what? 1.5. So in x direction, the resultant is 6 minus 1.5. So it is how much? 4.5. Are you getting? And in this direction, this is 3 root 2 by 2. This sine 60 is root, and this is 2 into root 3 by 2. So when you will add them, 3 by 2 root 3 plus a root 3. It is equal to 5 root 3 by 2. So in this direction, the resultant comes to be 5 by 2 root 3. Fine. Now how to find the resultant? The resultant amplitude is given by, the resultant amplitude is, right, the resultant of 4.5 and both are in perpendicular. So this is, you may write is a 9 by 2. So 9 by 2 whole square plus 5 root 3 by 2 whole square. Is it clear or not? So 2 will come out and 2 will come out and it is 81 and this is 75. So this is equal to 1 by root 2, 1 by 2, this is 6 and this is 56. So this is the resultant amplitude. Alright, you can simplify further and the resultant amplitude is like this and this is the angle alpha. So this is the first part, the resultant amplitude. Now we have to find the resultant SHM. Listen one thing, if this is alpha, so what is the tan alpha here? The tan alpha is perpendicular. This is perpendicular divided by base 9 by 2. So this is equal to tan alpha, 2 will cancel out, 5 root 3 upon 9 and therefore alpha is equal to tan inverse 5 root 3 upon 9. Are you getting or not? So how would you write the resultant SHM? Resultant SHM equation. You may write equation of resultant SHM is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3. When you will add all these wave and when you will calculate, so the answer will be equal to AR sine omega t plus alpha because it is in this direction. So resultant wave is, this is omega t direction, omega t plus alpha, where what is AR? AR is this. You may write AR is 1 by 2 root 156 sine omega t plus alpha. The value of alpha is tan inverse, right? It is 5 root 3 by 9. One question this type you will get definitely, right, in your sheet, right? This is the solution. Copy this. This is the SHM, right, in the straight line in the same direction. So if more than 2 SHMs are there, right, you can find the resultant with the help of the vector method and it is easier than that, right? Okay, so now let's see the superposition of SHM if the direction is perpendicular, right? Superposition of SHMs, right? 2 SHMs, right? You may write superposition of 2 SHM to perpendicular SHM, right? For example, suppose this is the one particle S doing the SHM in the x direction. So this is x is equal to what? A1 sine omega t. All right. The other particle is doing the SHM in the y direction. So y is equal to what? Say a2 sine. Also, there is a phase some sine omega t plus phi. Is it clear or not? You tell. Right. So these are the two particles performing in x direction, in y direction. When they are superimposed, the resultant SHM will be what? So here, so the cases we will discuss, right? The case first. What is the case first? If the initial phase difference between two particle performing SHM is 0. So then y is equal to what? Y is equal to a2 sine omega t, right? And x is equal to a1 sine omega t. All right. So if you divide 1 and 2, right? So 1 divided by 2. So y upon x will be equal to a2 upon a1, and sine omega t will cancel out. Fine, it will cancel out. So y is equal to a2 upon a1 into x. What does it mean? This is the path, resultant path, right? This is the resultant path, you can say, right? Path, or you can say the path of the resultant SHM. This is path of resultant SHM. Resultant SHM. It means if the two particles performing SHM, right, in this direction, and the amplitude is A1, and at the same time, because the phase difference is 0, so it is performing, another particle is over there, the amplitude is A2, right, minus A2. When they superimpose each other, all right, so the resultant SHM will be like this. So the resultant SHM of the particle will be in straight line, y is equal to x. It will start oscillating like this, right? In the x direction, the amplitude will be what? So the plus a1 this side, and this side will be what? Minus a1. Are you getting or not? Y is equal to what? a2 upon a1 into x. So what is the maximum value of the x? So the maximum value of x is a1. When you will put a1 maximum value, so the amplitude will be equal to what? a2, right? In the same way, if you put the x value is minus a1, so you will get minus a2. So the particle will perform oscillation in this way. Are you getting or not? Like this, right? And what will be its amplitude now? This will be the resultant amplitude, and the resultant amplitude will be over here a1 square plus a2 square. The resultant path of the SHM is straight line over here. Is it clear or not? Copy this. So if the phase difference is 0, right, the path of the resultant SHM will be straight line. Now I am discussing the case 2, right? If phase difference between two waves, right, or the two SHM is 90 degree or pi by 2, you can say. So the y will be equal to a2 sine, right, omega t plus pi by 2, which may be written as a2 cos omega t. And what is the value of x? Is it a1 sine omega t? Is it clear or not? So whenever you need to find the path, right, resultant trajectory or the path, sometime it is say. So you need to find the relation between x and y. As we have found the relation between x and y, and the variable time is the variable which is to be eliminated. So in this way, when we divided 1 and 2, the time t is eliminated, and the resultant path mean the relation between x coordinate and the y coordinate. So how to find the relation between x and y coordinate eliminating the time, right? So here the x1 upon a sine omega t and y upon a2, right? Y divided by a2 is equal to cos omega t. So how to eliminate the time or the omega t term? This is the equation 1, equation 2. Now you can square them and add them. So x upon a1 whole square plus y upon a2 whole square is equal to sine square omega t plus cos square omega t. So it is equal to 1. So it may be written as a1 x square upon a1 square, y square upon a2 square is equal to 1. So what is this? This is the equation of ellipse. Equation of ellipse. All right. What does it mean? It means if the two waves or the two SHMs are superimposed such that they are different in perpendicular direction, if phase difference is pi by 2, they will oscillate start in elliptical path, right? This is the y, this is the x. So it will start oscillating like elliptical path. Is it clear or not? And this is the a1, this is minus a1, this is a2, this is minus a2, right? The equation of the resultant path will be ellipse. Is it clear or not, you tell? Right, listen one more thing, I'm making here. The ellipse will be like this. In the x direction, the y direction, it is a1 minus a1, this is a2 minus a2, like this. Is it clear or not? So now if other special case, if a1 and a2, that is their amplitude, a1 and a2 both are equal to a, so then x square upon a square plus y square upon a square is equal to 1. So x square upon y square become equal to a square. So this is what the resultant wave will be, the or resultant of the two SHM will be the circular path. So they will start moving in a circle. Is it clear or not? So this is the resultant of two SHM when, right, one is moving in x direction, the other is moving in this direction. The phase difference between them is what? Right, phase difference between them is pi by 2. This is a1, this is minus a1. So when they will oscillate, right, and they are superimposed, if their resultant, if their amplitude are equal, so the resultant wave will be equal to what? Circle, right? This is a, this is minus a, this is a, this is minus a. So you just have to remember this. Okay, copy this.